Hello everyone and welcome to Felix's Space Time. In today's video I talk to Jessica Kirsh, who's a photographer and live streamer covering the Starship Programme at Starbase in Texas. Every now and then Jessica's video cuts out due to bad Wi-Fi at Starbase, so I hope you don't mind. If you like today's interview, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy.
Same type, we're go, flight.
Okay, we're go.
We're go, same type, we're go.
Thank you so much for coming on here for an interview. For those who do not know you, can you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Jessica Kirsh, and I am a live streamer, mainly on YouTube. And I bring live progress updates of Starbase, Starship, the development program here in Starbase, Texas. I'm actually here right now. I'm on the side of the road, and I'm here almost daily trying to record historic updates of what's going on here with SpaceX's Starship program here in Boca Chica, Texas.
Brilliant. It's great to meet you and great to be able to talk to you. Can you explain kind of the area in which you are at Starbase and what's kind of going on there at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, it's construction chaos. This morning, I've been here at Starbase this morning since 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. It is now 8:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Construction crews, there's 3 crews that come in, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So action never stops. I can come in the middle of the night and record and get just as much footage as I would in the daytime. So right now I am sitting across from the build site. The mega bay is currently in progress. They are pouring a foundation for the ground for it. There is a whole bunch of contractors standing in line waiting to go through security in order to check in to start work on the Star Factory that will be replacing the 3 semi-permanent tents structures that we're so used to seeing here down in Starbase. Also, Booster 7 is in the high bay right now, and they're doing some reconfiguration on that, and then they'll be loading up the Raptor version 2 engines onto it, hopefully in the coming days.
Brilliant. It must be really exciting being down there at the moment.
It is, absolutely. Yes.
When did you start coming to Starbase kind of frequently and taking these pictures and setting up kind of this live recording kind of equipment, that kind of thing?
Yeah, great question. Okay, let me get my microphone closer. So I moved down to Brownsville in July of 2021. So just about 9 months now. But I started coming for serial number 9. I came for serial number 9 launch, stayed 2 weeks in my car, had to go back to Phoenix, where I was living, Phoenix, Arizona at the time. Came back for SN10 because I had to see it launch. I saw the launch, I saw it land. I'm sure you're familiar, you saw it land, and then it rapid, unscheduled disassembly. But that was it. And I went back to Phoenix, Arizona, where I was living, and my heart kind of stayed in Texas, but my body was physically in Arizona. So a couple things kind of fell into place, and my rental property that I was renting in Phoenix, the landlord was going to sell. So we had to move down here then when I had to move out of a rental property. So yeah, it's been about 9 months. I live full time in an RV. So that's also been a learning curve, but it's been rewarding, and I know this is history, and I'm just really honored to be part of it and be able to bring it to people all over the world.
Brilliant. That's amazing. How did you get interested in space and spaceflight? Was it to do with SpaceX and Starship, or was it to do with something else?
That's a great question. I didn't watch NASA at all growing up, not at all. And people are usually surprised by that. I've always had a fascination with things that defy gravity. It started with freight trains, and then it went to cars, and then it went to airplanes, and then it went to rockets. But it wasn't until I saw a Falcon 9 stage separation in the sky in Phoenix, Arizona, leaving from Vandenberg Air Force Base in 2017. And it was at dusk, and I saw the trail and the lighting, and that was my first experience with SpaceX. I knew who Elon Musk was, and I knew Tesla, but I wasn't familiar with SpaceX. So I saw that, posted on Twitter, asked a bunch of people what was that. People were like, I don't know. And finally somebody said it was a SpaceX launch. And so I did a little bit of research, and then I started watching every single launch after that. And then I saw Falcon Heavy, and my mind was blown. And so ever since that launch, I started live streaming myself watching launches, and had a small audience there, and it just kind of built up from there. So that's kind of where it came from.
So SpaceX Dragon has a really interesting question on Twitter. How much equipment do you need to do these kind of live streams, taking these pictures? And is it a one-person job? Can you kind of explain the kind of setup that you have there?
Sure, absolutely. Are you going to record and release this video footage as well?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I can try and do my best. I'm just on my webcam here. What kind of footage? So I am a one-person setup. It would be a lot easier if there were another one of me. A couple more arms would be really helpful. I've learned to get really creative with my feet and my elbows and my knees, and holding doors open with my head and all kinds of things. I've bonked my head a couple times. But right now, this is my setup. Let me see if I can show it to you. All right. So let me just say this. When I first came down here, I started with a cell phone. I had a cell phone, and I was recording and reading chat on a cell phone. I've upgraded a little bit since then. Now I've got a full frame camera here. It's a Sony mirrorless camera. I've got a microphone on that. It's a wireless mic pack. I've got a second phone. I have two different phones. So one's my personal, one's my business / live stream. This is where I read the chat. So I load up my YouTube chat here, and I can go through the comments. It's about a 20-second delay. And then I stream out of the back of my car. So right now I have this microphone that I usually have in my studio. Sorry, I know I sound a lot better when I'm closer to it. I've got this laptop. It's just a MacBook Air. It's a 2017. It's nothing fancy, but it gets by. And then I just have a bunch of batteries, tons of batteries. And I have this big spanking battery pack that powers everything. I also have, let me just show you over here. I have a Starlink. This is what's been the game changer. So I am mobile Starlink right now. So this is version 3 Starlink. I started with version 2. This one is, it's a lot more consistent. It's super lightweight, and I just put it on top of my car. The Starlink is plugged into my battery pack here. And then when my battery pack gets low, I charge it with, right over here, I have 4 100-watt solar panels. So I'm powered by the sun. And it seems like a lot of gear, but I didn't start with all of this, and it's just kind of slowly been acquiring stuff. You don't need a lot. And a lot of people ask me, okay, so I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to do what you're doing. What do I do? I say, start. Just start. You know? Just get comfortable talking in front of the camera. Have one person join you on a stream and just kind of interact with that person. And it just builds from there. You find something you're really passionate about, people will show up consistently. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's brilliant. With on the topic of kind of Starlink, what's the kind of when you're using that, is it helpful? Is it, what kind of things do you get out of it, and what's the kind of quality, and is it better than the version 2 that you used to use?
Yes, all of the answer, yes. It is super helpful. I actually forgot to tell you about, I have a Livestream pack right here that I'm pointing to with my elbow. It's called a Live View. That is probably my most expensive live stream component. It is not required, but it definitely helps in this area where there's not a lot of cell phone service. But that bonds together with my Starlink. My Starlink is super helpful. Version 2 versus version 3, not only is it half the weight, but it's also I think it's quite a bit faster as well. I actually haven't run the speed test back to back in quite a while, but the more satellites that they launch, the more consistent it becomes. And so anytime my stream is buffering while I'm on Starlink, we just kind of make the joke like, aha, it's jumping in between. So it's just only going to get better. And I'm pretty much in the mecca right now of Starlink ground stations. They're everywhere down here in Starbase. There's a couple on the ships. You know, there's one a couple right up the road with the solar farm. Yeah, it's unthrottled data. All of the other devices that I have are throttled data. So I reach a certain extent and then it throttles me to, I don't know, 400 kilobits per second, which is not, you're not able to live stream, and this stream just shuts off and YouTube's like, I don't recognize input. So I would highly recommend it. It has been a game changer for my live streaming. No question. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And it's also helping fund the Starship program. So I feel like I'm contributing to the cause as well.
Brilliant. When you first started your YouTube channel, was it about space at first?
That's a great question. No, it was not. My YouTube channel is just my name, Jessica Kirsh. And I chose that because in the beginning, I was just kind of putting any video that I would record online. There's a saying that you throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks kind of thing. And so I did that for a while. And actually it took me to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time, which used to be the monetization threshold, the second time that they monetized. It took me 3 years. So it was a journey, and that's because I'm not a niche. I am just myself. I was posting about Tesla, electric vehicles, lots of Elon Musk stuff. I was talking about mental health. I was doing DIY videos, how-to videos, just filming random woodworking stuff, and then also doing SpaceX live streams. So it was just kind of all over the place, and it still kind of is, but it's mainly focused right now on Starbase and Starship this is my primary, this is what I do. So yeah.
Awesome. What rocket launches have you watched in person, and which ones would you like to watch in person?
Ooh, good question. So I've actually only seen one, and it wasn't a full rocket launch. It was just a suborbital flight, and it was serial number 10 of Starship. So I saw that in person from South Padre Island across the way here. And I was live streaming from a phone. That was my first time. I think I had over 300 people on a stream, and that was mind-blowing. That was last year. I would love to see Falcon Heavy in person. I would love to see Falcon Heavy in person. Obviously, I can't wait for Orbital for Starship. I'm assuming I'll probably go to the Artemis mission, but I would love to see a Falcon Heavy, just because, and I want to see this side by side of the boosters landing. It's just insane. Probably Falcon Heavy would be my number one. What about you?
Yeah, I would go for either Falcon Heavy or kind of the full stack of Starship and Super Heavy.
Yeah.
kind of the like the heavy lift kind of rocket launches.
Yes. Yep. Very cool.
If you could ask Elon Musk one question related to Starship and SpaceX, what would you ask him?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question.
I believe you asked him a question at the Starship presentation.
I did. Yes. Thank you for knowing that. I did ask him what the difference in usage of Starbase versus Cape Canaveral will be used, and he said that they're building redundancy at both, which makes sense. If I could ask him one question, I honestly, gosh, that's a good one. I never really know what I would ask him. People ask me all the time what I would ask him, and I always come back to, I don't know if I would have words to ask him something, but I just want to give him a fist bump and just say, "Sup, Elon," and just fist bump him. Just because there's no words that I feel could summarize how grateful I am and all of the people in my community, the community, how we feel about what he's doing. So right now, I'm not sure. I'd have to get back to you on that, but right now I would just want to give him a fist bump and say thanks.
Brilliant. What's your plans for the future with your YouTube channel and kind of filming down at Starbase?
Well, that's a great question. A lot of it depends on the FAA. I would like to continue filming down here. It is not the greatest of environments to work in. We're coming up on the really hot season. There's no shade, there's no food, water, restrooms, anything out here for people like myself. I come with water and granola bars, and I have to bring everything that I need in a day. It's a pretty harsh environment. The wind is tough. The sand is blowing everywhere. But for now, just kind of deal with it. There's not a bunch of us, but there's enough of us down here that we just kind of power through. I hope to be filming Starship launches, whether they're leaving from here or the Cape or offshore. I'd love to continue filming the progress of this as it continues to unfold. Have you been down here yet?
No, I haven't. No, but no. Hopefully I'll be coming down in a couple of years, kind of after my GCSEs, that kind of thing.
Yes. You are. It's really cool how close you can get. Big truck. I look forward to what comes out of Tesla Giga Texas and all the cars that are going to be rolling off the line up there. I hope to spend a little bit of time up there and just kind of, film some of that's going on up there. So I could see myself going between Austin and Starbase quite often. And then also if I have to go to the Cape, then I'll probably be making some trips over to the Cape as well. As of right now, I'm not really making set plans because I'm just kind of waiting to see. But it will involve SpaceX and Starship and Elon's mission and hopefully going to Mars. How cool would it be if I could live stream on the way to Mars?
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Yes.
Do you have your eyes on a Tesla at the moment, kind of to help you with getting around at Starbase?
Oh, yes, I do. I have an order in for a Cybertruck. I live in an RV that I cannot tow. So a Cybertruck is my number one because it would be able to actually move my trailer around rather than just sitting sedentary. The Model Y is my dream car to replace my Kona to go electric. I recently test drove one, and there's a short clip on my YouTube where I hit the accelerator and I just started crying because it just felt, I don't know, there's just this feeling I get when something just feels really right. and it just felt so right. So yes, I have eyes on a Model Y. Will come soonest. They actually want me to take delivery of it now, but I can't afford it. So yeah, I also have a Model 3 on order, but that was a silly thing to do. I thought that it would be less expensive than the Y, but it turns out they're about the same price. So what about you? Do you have eyes on one for one day when you can drive?
Me and my dad test drove a Tesla Model S or Model 3,
Ooh,
I think,
okay.
about a week ago.
Oh
It was
yeah.
really, really good, but kind of not something for the moment, maybe in the future sometime.
Of course, of course. But it's fun to ride in, right?
Yeah, it was really smooth. It was like, it kind of felt like really sturdy. It wasn't like moving around or wobbling. It was sturdy, and it
Yeah.
was a nice kind of.
Yeah. It's definitely very minimalist. It's a really great vehicle. It's fun too.
That's all the questions I've got for you today. We've got one last question here from someone on Twitter.
Okay.
Paul asks, out of all the SpaceX rockets, which one's your favorite?
Oh, that's a good question, Paul. I'm gonna go. Starship obviously is the one I spend the most time around, but it hasn't. I'm gonna have to go with Falcon Heavy. Falcon Heavy is my favorite. For now, it's my favorite. Heaviest payload, and the simultaneous booster landings. It's just that blew my mind. Still blows my mind to this day. What about you?
Yeah, I'll probably have to go with SpaceX, the Starship one, Starship or Falcon Heavy.
Yes.
Kind
Yeah.
of the kind of thing that got me interested in space was I saw the replay about a year or
Mhm.
two ago of the Falcon Heavy launch and landing, kind of that double
Yes.
booster landing.
Yes.
The double booster landing was kind of the thing that kind of sparked that interest.
That sold me. Yeah. I love the launches and I love the stage separations, but my favorite is the landings. Has to be the landings. So I'm pretty excited to watch them be caught by the tower here in Starbase.
Hopefully we get a successful catch at the first orbital launch, hopefully. But hopefully by the end of the year.
So yeah, I think so. And Elon said it may not be a guaranteed success, but it'll be guaranteed excitement.
What's your opinion on what's happening with the FAA approval hopefully coming out in a couple of days? Are you excited for it, or do you think they're going to delay it again?
I think they're going to delay it again, and that's just me. I used to be an optimist about it, like, oh no, it's going to happen, and then I don't really know what's going on other than the fact that I could see it being delayed based on the SLS not having launched yet, because once Starship launches, in my opinion, the world will see that the SLS is just kind of I don't know. I'm not going to say waste of money, but I'm going to go ahead and say a waste of money. So my thought is just launch that so we can move forward with Starship. I know there's more to it than that, but that's just kind of like my general take. Just move, get that out of the way, and then we can move forward with fully and rapidly reusable rockets that are cost a heck of a lot than the Artemis. Anyways.
Personally, I think we've kind of, it's been delayed so many times. This kind of optimism about it has kind of worn off, and we're not going to really get our hopes up before it happens, because if it doesn't happen, you'll just be disappointed again.
Yeah, it's toyed with our emotions so much that I'm gonna set my expectations floor low, and if it is better than that, then I'll be pleasantly surprised. But I don't know. We'll see here in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
That's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming on here for an interview. It was brilliant being able to talk to you. And brilliant work with everything you're doing down at Starbase. Brilliant streams, great pictures, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for being such a professional. You're doing really great work yourself, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.